Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Shabbat Shalom. This is Erev, Parashat Bamidbar. The Ramchal, Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, in his famous book, Mesilat Yesharim, in the 18th chapter, discusses Midat HaChasidut, to be pious, to go beyond the letter of the law as a beautiful midah. If somebody could push a little bit and be a Hasid, that's incredible for very special individuals. In the 20th chapter, he talks about this again, and he says, but we have to add one thing for this. It's called Mishkal HaChasidut, meaning you have to weigh. You have to weigh the situation to know if it's a good moment or a good opportunity to go beyond the letter of the law, or maybe this is something that is going to bring a downside to it. The Ramchal cites an episode that happened in this week's Parasha. We know that the Mishkan is going to be built and unbuilt in order to travel and to go through the 40 years of wilderness. The Shevet Levi and the tribe of Levi has the honor of taking care of this. And specifically, there are three families in Shevet Levi: Gershon, Kehat, and Merari. The Kehat family, the Kehat branch, was given the task of moving the Aron HaKodesh, the Ark, and the kelim of the Beit HaMikdash, the menorah, the table, the shulchan, the mizbachot, the altars, and everything that belongs to the category of the service inside the Beit HaMikdash, of the kelim of the Beit HaMikdash. They had this privilege to do these mitzvot. We know that carrying the Aron was a complicated task, came with risks also, because clearly the Torah tells us that you have to be very careful. You have to do this with a seriousness of mind and with respect to the Aron HaKodesh. It was a dangerous thing to do. Now, I would like to read to you, although they were warned and they accepted the challenge, it says in the Torah that they wanted to do it, they felt very honored doing it, and they took the risk. But at the end of that parasha, it says in the Pasuk, I quote, "Do not cut off the tribe of the Kehat families from among the Levim. Thus shall you do for them, so that they will live and not die when they approach the Holy of Holies." So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying to Moshe and Aaron, you know what? You're going to be taking care of appointing who is going to do what and who is going to carry what. Why was it necessary to say that? So that they don't die. Why would they die? They said that they're going to do it with respect. Rabotai, the Midrash asked a question. All this is mentioned by the Ramchal. The Midrash gives an answer. And the answer the Midrash gives is the following. When it was time to pick the individuals to do the carrying of this item of the Beit HaMikdash, or the other item of the Mishkan, or this or that, everybody wanted to carry the one and only greatest and holiest item of them all, which was the Aron HaKodesh. Aron HaKodesh was the highest in Kedusha. Everybody wanted to carry that one. So a lot of disrespect started happening, number one, towards the other kelim of the Beit HaMikdash. Nobody wanted to carry those. Everybody said, oh, I want to get to carry the Aron. And number two, they started having a lot of fights between the people for the privilege to carry the Ark. Says the Midrash, started becoming very disrespectful towards the other kelim of the Mishkan. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe, I'm very upset. This is not going to go well. This is not respectful to the whole Mishkan situation. I need you and Aaron to supervise this, to direct them, to guide them, and tell them, you're doing this, you're doing that, to be on top. The Ramchal brings this as an example of Hasidut without Mishkal Hasidut. These were people who, because they wanted to carry the Aron, it was Lishem Shamayim, they wanted to carry the holiest of holiest. Fine. But it came with a price. It disrespected the rest, and it disrespected others, disrespecting the Klal Yisrael, the Mishkan, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the example that Ramchal says. When you do something beyond the letter of the law, you have to calculate everything to make sure that it's worthy of doing that great effort. And I would like to give you two examples. The first example is a story from Rav Israel Salanter. The story of Rav Israel Salanter was that Friday night he was once invited by someone, and it was time for Netilat Yadayim. And the first guest goes and does Netilat Yadayim the way it's in the Gemara with a lot of generosity. So he took a lot of abundance, a lot of water, and he pours on his hand and he pours on the other hand. And very nice. Okay. When it was the turn of Rabbi Salanter to do his Netilat Yadayim, he did the bare minimum. The bare minimum, according to halacha, is the fingers only. If you just wet the fingers of Netilat Yadayim, dayenu, you were yotzeh. But that's only b'diavad. Lechatchila, we don't do that. You have to do with revi'it, and lechatchila you do even more. Beracha, siman beracha, you do with a lot of abundance. But he did with very, very little. The other people who were Rabbi Salanter, one of them, after they ate the bread, said to the rabbi, "Are you the famous Rabbi Salanter? Everybody says about you being a great tzaddik. Can I ask you a question? Why did you do the Netilat with so much misery? Don't you know the Gemara that says it's supposed to do with abundance?" Rabbi Salanter said, "Look, it's very nice for you to do chumrot and to be Hasid. It's very nice, but you forget the detail. At the time, it's not like today that water was running through the pipes of the city. There's no such a thing. Someone had to go to bitter cold and to take the water, to draw the water, to bring it to the house." He says, "You know what? If doing the chumrah of being generous with the water on the Netilat Yadayim is going to cause someone suffering and pain, then it's not Hasidut. Then the Mishkal Hasidut is wrong. You don't weigh the Hasidut is worthless. You have to see all the angles. I prefer to be Mahmir on the kavod of that person, whoever that is bringing the water in. The middle of the winter, this is heavy. You think this is the way you do chumrot? Oh, what a teaching. I want to tell you a second story. It's a story that happened this morning. On the phone with my father, Baruch Hashem, they moved to Yerushalayim a few months ago, last year in July. And they're going through this whole corona situation, so I have the very fresh news from Israel. He's telling me that yesterday, for the first time, they opened the synagogues. People were very excited, and they go to synagogues, etc. It's unfortunate. I asked him, I said, we also opened the synagogue, and so how is it the same like us, 6 feet, and the masks, and the whole 9 yards? He tells me, well, on paper it is, but people are not observing it. At least in the synagogue, he went, there he goes. So that's very bad, because if they don't observe it, they're going to come, the government is going to find out about it. They're going to close the synagogues again. So I know, and I explained to them, my father is a biologist, a researcher, he was the head of Institut Pasteur. I mean, he really knows what he's talking about when it comes to this sugya of the viruses and bacteria and immunology, etc. And he says he wants to share his personal, professional opinion on that. And he spoke to the rabbi, he spoke to the person in charge, and they listened to him, etc. But at the end of the day, it didn't work well. He told me, when the president of the synagogue got up, and he said to everyone, these are the requirements from the government, etc., etc. He was seen the next tefillah. I was seen without a mask, and so obviously it doesn't show seriousness. And then he asked somebody next, he said, "Well, why don't you wear the mask? That this is for your own good, etc." He says to him, "Well, I cannot concentrate the tefillah with that mask. It gets me hot. I get all foggy. My glasses. I can't concentrate. I have to concentrate in tefillah." I said to my dad, I think this is Hasidut without Mishkal Hasidut. Number one, it's not respectful for the other people. My father is an older person. And also, it shows, tefillah is important. Oh, you're right. Minyan is very important. Yes, of course. But you're in a situation that is a delicate situation. You're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. To do Hasidut without Mishkal Hasidut, says Mishilat Sharim, it's not good. We could learn from here. Almost mifurash in the pasuk, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, this disrespect something else because you want to serve me better. I don't want, not interested. Thank you very much. You got to do Hasidut with Mishkal. When you serve Hashem, you have to think first. If I do things better, it's always great. If I do things better, it brings a negative side with it. It is not worth it. Shabbat Shalom Mevorach.